Welcome to our story channel, where every tale begins with emotion. Have you ever stood in a pristine, quiet garden and felt an immediate sense of peace and clarity? Now, imagine your mind is that garden. Every day, life throws in weeds, lingering anxieties, the echoes of criticism, the shadows of past mistakes, and the constant pressure to keep up. They grow silently, choking the flowers of your creativity, joy, and focus. You can't always see them, but you feel their suffocating presence in your energy, your decisions, and your interactions. Most of us meticulously care for our external selves. We choose our outfits, style our hair, and nourish our bodies. But what about the inner world where we truly live? When was the last time you tended to the garden of your mind? The truth is simple. A neglected mind leads to a chaotic life. A cultivated mind builds an empire of peace and power. Just as you stretch your body each morning, your mind requires a daily ritual to release what weighs it down and to welcome clarity, strength, and purpose. This is your guide to 15 transformative techniques for daily mental purification. Not just when you're overwhelmed, but as a consistent practice. Your peace of mind is not a bonus, it is the very foundation of your existence. So, find a quiet space, breathe deeply, and let's begin clearing the weeds and planting the seeds of a more focused, powerful you. Blank. Blank. 1. Begin your day in sacred stillness. What is the very first sound you hear when you wake up? For many, it's the buzz of a notification, the voice of a news anchor, or the siren of an urgent email. Within moments of consciousness, we invite a chaotic flood of other people's emergencies, opinions, and demands into our mental space. Your mind, which was a calm, still lake just moments before, is suddenly churned by 100 different stones thrown in at once. What if you chose a different path? What if you claimed the first few moments of your day for yourself? This is the power of sacred stillness. Your mind is most receptive in the morning, like soft clay ready to be molded, before the world rushes in to shape it for you. Take control. Stillness isn't about complex meditation, it's about creating a conscious buffer of peace. Sit up, place a hand on your heart, and just breathe. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Don't plan your day or replay a worry. Simply exist in that moment. This small act, even for just 3 minutes, recalibrates your entire nervous system. It communicates to your body that you are safe, centered, and in control. In that silence, your intuition awakens. The quiet inner voice that gets drowned out by the day's noise speaks clearly, guiding you toward what truly matters. You wouldn't start a masterpiece on a dirty canvas. So why start your day with a cluttered mind? Blank. Blank. 2. Unpack yesterday's burdens each night. Do you ever carry a heavy backpack all day, and only realize how much it weighed you down the moment you finally take it off? Many of us do this emotionally. We wake up feeling drained or irritable, not from today's challenges, but because we're still carrying the weight of yesterday. Our minds are archives, and they don't automatically discard old files. The sting of a critique in a meeting, the guilt over a promise you couldn't keep, or the frustration from an unresolved argument, these things linger. They become the subtle, draining background noise of our lives. Make it a non-negotiable ritual to unpack your backpack every evening. Before sleep, take a few minutes to reflect. Ask yourself, what am I still carrying from today that I can now set down? Perhaps it was the awkwardness of a conversation or the disappointment of a setback. Acknowledge the feeling without judgment. And then make a conscious decision. I learned from this. And I release it now. It does not belong in my tomorrow. This simple act trains your brain to process and release, rather than store and suffer. You cannot build a beautiful future if you are constantly hauling the debris of the past. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 3. Curate your mental diet. Your mind is like a high-performance engine. It runs on the fuel you give it. If you constantly feed it with low-grade fuel, algorithm-fed outrage, endless streams of comparison on social media, or cynical commentary, you can't expect it to perform at its best. We are inundated with information. And much of it is mental junk food. It's designed to make us feel anxious, inadequate, or angry. We then wonder why we lack focus or feel a persistent sense of unease. The cause is often the toxic diet we've been unconsciously consuming. Become the gatekeeper of your mind. Be ruthless. Just as you'd avoid spoiled food. Refuse to ingest toxic information. Unsubscribe from newsletters that only bring you stress. Mute accounts that thrive on drama and negativity. Limit your exposure to news that leaves you feeling powerless. Instead, intentionally seek out mind vitamins. Listen to an insightful interview with someone you admire. Read a chapter from a classic novel that has stood the test of time. Watch a documentary that expands your understanding of the world. Engage in conversations that spark new ideas, not just complaints. A clear mind isn't empty, it's intentionally filled with what is nourishing, inspiring, and true. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 4. Untangle your thoughts on paper. Your mind produces thousands of thoughts a day, and many of them swirl around like a tangled ball of string. Worries, brilliant ideas, forgotten tasks, and unprocessed emotions are all knotted together. Trying to make sense of it all in your head is exhausting. Thought journaling is the act of patiently untangling that string. It's not about writing perfectly. It's about externalizing the chaos to find the clarity within. It's a mental detox that allows your mind to breathe. Each evening, open a notebook and perform a brain dump. Ask yourself prompts like, what was a moment of unexpected joy today? What challenge tested my patience? And how did I respond? What thought is looping in my mind that needs to be addressed? When you transfer a worry from your mind to paper, it loses its power. It becomes a simple sentence. An objective problem to be solved rather than a monstrous, undefined fear. This practice leads to profound self-awareness. You'll start to see patterns in your triggers, recognize your hidden strengths, and connect with your deepest desires. A mind that has been cleared before rest is a mind that can truly heal and rejuvenate. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 5. Practice the freedom of forgiveness. Holding onto a grudge is like letting someone who hurt you live rent-free in your head. The resentment, the replaying of the event, the bitterness, it doesn't harm them, it poisons you. That unresolved energy clutters your mind, consumes your focus, and blocks your joy. Forgiveness is not an act of weakness, it is the ultimate act of self-liberation. It's not about condoning what happened or forgetting the pain. It is about declaring, I will no longer allow what you did to occupy my present moment. It is you taking the keys back to your own mind. Some people will never offer an apology. Waiting for one is choosing to remain a prisoner. True freedom comes from forgiving for your own sake. It can be a quiet, personal act. Sit with the feeling, acknowledge the hurt, and whisper to yourself, this caused me pain, but I am done carrying it. I choose peace over this burden. And remember, this includes forgiving yourself. Forgive the version of you who didn't know better, who missed the signs, or who made a mistake. Self-compassion is the foundation of a clear and resilient mind. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 6. Disconnect to deepen your connection. In our hyper-connected world, we are rarely ever truly alone with our thoughts. There is always a screen to look at, a podcast to listen to, or a feed to scroll through. We have become so connected to the external world that we are now disconnected from ourselves. We know what everyone else is doing, but we have no idea how we are truly feeling. Intentionally disconnecting is the antidote. It is a sacred pause where you shut out the world's noise to finally hear your own signal. This doesn't require a weekend retreat. Start with 20 minutes a day. Go for a walk without your phone. Sit in a room and listen to the silence. Prepare a meal without any background TV or music. In these moments of quiet, your mind finally has the space to process, to wander, to create. You'll notice the subtle anxieties you've been ignoring. You'll stumble upon brilliant solutions to problems. You'll remember forgotten dreams. Disconnection isn't about escaping reality, it's about returning to it. When you come back online, you do so with more clarity, focus, and intention. You'll find that the more you unplug from the world, the more deeply you plug into yourself. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 7. Say no to protect your yes. One of the greatest sources of mental clutter is the weight of obligations we never wanted. We say yes to projects that drain our passion, attend social events that exhaust our spirit, and take on responsibilities that stretch us thin, all to avoid a moment of discomfort. But every yes born from obligation is a no to something that truly matters: your well-being, your personal projects, your rest. This internal conflict creates resentment and a feeling of being trapped by your own life. Learning to say no with grace and without guilt is a superpower. It is not selfish, it is an act of self-respect. It communicates that you value your energy and your time. You can be kind yet firm. Thank you for thinking of me, but my plate is full right now. That sounds wonderful, but I need to save my energy for other priorities. I can't commit to that, but I wish you the best with it. You do not owe anyone a lengthy explanation. The more you honor your own boundaries, the more your mind clears. You free yourself from the weight of resentment and create space for the opportunities and people you can give your enthusiastic, wholehearted yes to. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 8. Declutter your space to declutter your mind. Your physical environment is a mirror of your mental state. A cluttered desk, a chaotic inbox with thousands of unread emails, or a closet overflowing with things you no longer use, all send subtle signals of overwhelm and stagnation to your brain. This external chaos makes it nearly impossible to cultivate internal peace. The act of cleaning your physical and digital spaces is a profound form of mental cleansing. As you sort through old papers, you feel yourself sorting through old thoughts. As you delete unnecessary files, you create mental bandwidth. As you create order in your room, you create order in your mind. Start small. Choose one area, your car, your kitchen counter, or your computer's desktop. Handle each item and ask, does this support the life I'm trying to build? If not, let it go. This practice isn't about harsh minimalism, it's about intentionality. It's about surrounding yourself only with what is useful, beautiful, or loved. When your external world is calm, clear, and inspiring, your internal world will naturally follow. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 9. Embrace the power of single tasking. Our culture glorifies multitasking, but neuroscience reveals a different truth. The brain cannot focus on two demanding tasks at once. Instead, it rapidly switches between them. A process that drains mental energy, increases stress, and leads to shallower work. Multitasking is the enemy of a clear mind. The antidote is single tasking, the practice of dedicating your full, undivided attention to one thing at a time. When you are eating, just eat. Savor the flavors and textures without a screen in front of you. When you are working on a report, close all other tabs and turn off notifications. When you are listening to a loved one, put your phone away and truly hear them. This practice feels revolutionary. It slows down your racing mind and brings a sense of calm and control. It allows you to complete tasks with excellence and satisfaction, which sends a powerful signal of accomplishment to your brain. Life isn't about how many things you can do at once. It's about how well you can do the one thing that matters right now. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 10. Transform complaints into gratitude. Complaining is a habit that wires your brain for negativity. When you complain, you are actively scanning your environment for problems, frustrations, and injustices. This focus doesn't solve the issue, it magnifies it, trapping you in a cycle of victimhood and draining your creative energy. Gratitude is the powerful pivot that breaks this cycle. It is the conscious choice to scan your environment for blessings, opportunities, and small joys. It doesn't deny the existence of problems, but it shifts your focus and energy toward what is good. Create a daily practice. Whenever you catch yourself about to complain, pause. Challenge yourself to find one thing, however small, to be grateful for in that exact moment. Stuck in a long line? I'm grateful for these few minutes of forced stillness to just breathe. A project at work gets delayed? I'm grateful for the extra time to refine the details and make it even better. Feeling tired? I'm grateful for my body signaling that it needs rest. And I have a safe place to sleep tonight. This simple shift from complaint to gratitude is not about toxic positivity, it's about mental resilience. It trains your mind to find power instead of helplessness in any situation. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 11. Lead with curiosity. As we get older, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking we have it all figured out. We stop asking, why, and our world begins to shrink. Inertia sets in, but a child's mind is always expanding because it is fueled by an insatiable curiosity. Curiosity is the ultimate brain booster. It keeps your mind flexible, engaged, and young. It's the engine of growth and the antidote to boredom and stagnation. When you approach the world with a curious mindset, everything becomes an opportunity to learn. Make curiosity a daily habit. Pick one random topic each day, the history of a spice in your kitchen, how a piece of technology works, or the biography of a historical figure, and spend 10 minutes learning about it. When talking to people, ask better questions. Instead of just, "How are you?" Try, "What's been the most interesting thing you've learned recently?" A curious mind doesn't get bogged down in rigid beliefs. It is open, adaptable, and constantly creating new neural pathways. Intelligence is knowing a lot. Wisdom is knowing you have a lot to learn. Stay curious. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 12. Schedule your pauses. We often treat breaks as a reward for when the work is done. But by then, we're already exhausted and depleted. The most productive and mentally resilient people understand a powerful secret. Rest is not the opposite of work. It is a vital part of the work itself. Breaks are not a sign of weakness. They are a strategy for sustainable high performance. Your brain, like a muscle, needs recovery time. Working non-stop leads to diminished returns, more mistakes, and burnout. Intentional breaks, even short ones, are a system reboot. Treat your breaks like important appointments. Schedule them into your calendar. The Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of focused work followed by a 5-minute break, is a great example. During your break, truly disconnect. Step away from your screen. Stretch your body. Look out a window, or listen to a piece of music. These micro recharges reset your focus and prevent mental fatigue. Never feel guilty for pausing. You are not slacking. You are sharpening your axe. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 13. Embrace your own reinvention. There is a false belief that our identity is fixed. We get stuck in roles, careers, and self-perceptions that we have long outgrown, simply because we are afraid to change. We fear what others will think or the uncertainty of starting anew. But the most vibrant and fulfilling lives are marked by reinvention. It is the courageous act of shedding the skin of who you were to make space for who you are becoming. Reinvention can be monumental, like changing careers at 40. Or it can be subtle, like dedicating yourself to a new level of health, learning a new skill, or changing how you communicate in your relationships. You do not need anyone's permission to evolve. Your past does not define your future unless you allow it to. The discomfort of growth is temporary. The pain of stagnation is forever. Your job is not to be consistent with an outdated version of yourself. Your job is to be authentic to the person you are today. Embrace the beautiful, messy, and exhilarating process of becoming. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 14. Be a guardian of your energy. The people you surround yourself with are either like radiators, who emanate warmth, encouragement, and positive energy, or they are like drains, who pull you down with their negativity, gossip, and cynicism. Your mind will inevitably absorb the energy it is exposed to. Protecting your mental clarity requires you to be a vigilant guardian of your energy. This means consciously choosing to spend more time with the radiators. Seek out friends, mentors, and colleagues who inspire you, challenge you constructively, and celebrate your growth. Their uplifting energy is contagious and will fuel your own. It also means setting firm boundaries with or distancing yourself from the drains. You cannot maintain a positive mindset while being constantly exposed to a flood of negativity. This isn't about judging them, it's about protecting your own well-being. Curate your social circle with the same care you would curate a beautiful art gallery. Blank. Underscore. Blank. 15. Anchor yourself in your breath. Our minds are natural time travelers, constantly jumping to worries about the future or regrets about the past. This mental chatter is the primary source of anxiety and stress. The most powerful tool to bring your mind back to the present moment, the only place where peace exists, is your breath. Mindful breathing is the simple practice of paying full, non-judgmental attention to the sensation of your breath. When you feel your mind racing or a wave of anxiety rising, pause. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, feeling your belly expand. Then, exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing all tension. Do this 3 times. In those few seconds, you have anchored yourself in the now. You have interrupted the pattern of anxious thoughts and created a moment of calm. This is not about stopping your thoughts, but about learning to not be controlled by them. Your breath is your portable sanctuary, always available to you. Use it as an anchor to return to the calm harbor of the present moment. Anytime, anywhere. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Learning Corner. Grammar structures for beginners. 1. It's about X not Y, used for clarification and emphasis. O structure. It's about concept 1, not concept 2. O example from the text. It's about creating a conscious buffer of peace. O use. This helps you contrast 2 ideas to make your point stronger. 2. Gerunds as subjects, ing words, using an action as the subject of a sentence. O structure. Verb ing, is, was. O example from the text. Holding onto a grudge is like letting someone live rent-free in your head. O use. This makes your language more dynamic and active. 3. The imperative, command form, used for giving advice or instructions. O structure. Base verb. O example from the text. Protect your mental clarity. Embrace your own reinvention. O use. This is a direct and powerful way to give recommendations. 4. The more you X the more you Y, shows a direct relationship between 2 things. O structure. The more you do something, the more result you will get. O example from the text. The more you unplug from the world, the more deeply you plug into yourself. O use. A great way to show cause and effect in a sophisticated way. Advanced vocabulary. 1. Sanctuary, noun. A place of refuge or safety. O in context. Your mind is a sanctuary. 2. Inundated, adjective, overwhelmed with things or people to be dealt with. O in context. We are inundated with information, and much of it is mental junk food. 3. Resentment, noun. Bitter indignation at having been treated unfairly. In context. This internal conflict creates resentment and a feeling of being trapped. 4. Meticulously, adverb. In a way that shows great attention to detail, very thoroughly. In context. Most of us meticulously care for our external selves. 5. Resilience, noun. The capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness. In context. This is not about toxic positivity, it's about mental resilience. 6. Inertia, noun. A tendency to do nothing or to remain unchanged. In context. Inertia sets in. 7. Cultivated, adjective, refined and well-educated, developed. In context. A cultivated mind builds an empire of peace and power. 8. Uplifting, adjective, inspiring happiness, optimism, or hope. In context. Their uplifting energy is contagious and will fuel your own. 9. Serenity, noun. The state of being calm, peaceful, and untroubled. In context. This word wasn't used directly, but it captures the overall theme of achieving mental peace. 10. Authentic, adjective, of undisputed origin, genuine, true to one's own personality, spirit, or character. In context. Your job is to be authentic to the person you are today. Thank you for listening. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.